We are back for another fantasy football year.
Yes.
Woo! Merry Christmas.
Oh, here we go. Woo! Fantasy football season has begun. We are here. Barfy.
How you doing? It's football time.
Oh,
yes.
We have our new co-host, Sir Ryan.
So Ryan,
What's up, everyone?
The rib king for this year. Beat the ball bastard of competition, so he wears that crown.
And the champion of our last year's fantasy football season.
About to be a repeat.
Oh, about to be a repeat. Oh, here we go.
All right, there, ball bastard.
All right. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I'm just yelling at him. Don't worry.
But
you know what? I got to do. I haven't cracked it since last fantasy football. Little.
Is it? That's the Jameson.
Little coffee for my coffee.
Oh, hey, everybody, get your cup ready.
And I promise you, I can drink about 400 or 500 of these, and I won't get as soupy sales like the ball bastard did last week on our draft show.
This is the ball bastard puddle.
Oh, he was a puddle.
He was. Whoever saw the draft podcast, the live draft podcast, yes, the ball bastard did get a little tuned up. He did make a bet, but it's been rescinded. So
thanks, Mama Doc.
So yes,
2 kickers.
Yeah, and lots of kickers. And
I had 3 kickers.
I want my points back.
I want my points back, and I want my MTV. But we can't have everything.
Oh my goodness! All right, well, we're gonna jump right in. Well, I don't know. Hey, I just want to ask, how's everyone managing with their running back situation coming out of Baltimore? That's gonna be a tough one. Those ACL tears are running rampant.
Yeah, it's like a virus over there.
Yeah, it's terrible. I can't. Gus Edwards.
So do you wear a mask or do you wear a knee brace? Does Fauci know about this, or are they on it?
Oh my goodness. Okay, so we are gonna go. We are gonna get this thing started here. We are gonna get this thing started with our must starts. All right.
How much Bill and Ted's were you watching when you made that?
It just kind of came to me.
Well, excellent.
It was excellent. So let's get this started off. We're going to go with Barfy for his must start this week.
All right, we're going to start this off with Matt Stafford. I've always loved Stafford, and it's funny because watching Chris Collinsworth talk about it on Thursday night, he never realized how great of a quarterback Matt Stafford was until he went back and watched his game reels throughout the years. Last year, 4,084 yards, pass yards, 112 rush yards, 26 touchdowns, 10 interceptions, and average 19.5 fantasy points per game. Average, but actually, my stats are wrong. Sorry, it says 24.5. I'm reading the wrong line. Against the Bears, he does this.
He was averaging 24 points a game?
It says Stafford average, that's what I wrote down. Stafford averaged 24.5 points per game against the Bears last season in the 2 games with the Lions. He also averaged 20.5 fantasy points per game in his past 2 season openers. It would be. I would love to see him out here and just destroy it with the Rams. They did this stupid trade, which I don't know who benefits from this, Stafford or what's his face, that kid,
Jared Goff.
But hopefully they have the weapons to get it done. I would love to see Stafford have a successful season and actually make it to a playoff game for once.
Yeah, he's gonna have a lot of targets. Cooper Kupp, Robert Woods, a lot of options, and we'll see. I'm actually really excited. I think that's the most exciting quarterback to watch this year.
I'm excited.
I agree. I concur.
Very excited.
There's only one other quarterback I actually want to watch, and we all know who that is. And it ain't Jalen Hurts.
Don't they have Deshaun Jackson too? Just a random.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah. Why? I think he's coming out of the slot this year. Yeah.
They're like, all right, just run straight for like 50 yards.
And don't get hurt on the first play.
Stafford's got the arm to do it. Jared Goff, not so much.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they sent Jared Goff to purgatory.
Yeah,
Detroit.
definitely.
They're like,
He's
all
over
right.
there with PC Principal running the show.
Like, sorry, guy. Bye bye.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
man.
Poor guy.
yeah, terrible. All right, so we're gonna go. Next up is Ryan. Sir Ryan, your must start.
I like Kyler Murray. I think both teams. I think this can be a high scoring game. Kyler Murray averaged like 250 yards and 50 yards on rushing. I just see this being really high scoring, and I think you can't go wrong. Like the DeAndre Hopkins last year had the second most targeted player a year ago, and I'm just really excited. They added AJ Green. We'll see if he does anything. I mean, he was kind of lackluster the past couple years, so maybe that'll open it up. But I feel really good about this one. I think that's a definite must start. If you already have him, like obviously people should already be starting him anyway. Like obviously you would definitely be drafting him somewhat early as your starting quarterback for your fantasy. So I really like this one this week.
Do you like him?
I agree.
You like
Kyler
him?
Murray. Kyler Murray's
got nice legs.
He's got Chase Edmonds in the background or in the backfield, and he's looking to have a breakout year himself. But that wide receiver core. It's just something else,
Christian Kirk. They got the second rounder, Rondale Moore.
Yeah.
So
AJ Green's in the mix. You got Hopkins. You can't go wrong. And then you even have Isabella, whatever his name is. He was a second or third round draft pick, so he's got some upside there too. They're like 4 or 5 deep. Like that offense is going to be. Kingsbury's just like, this is just gonna be fireworks.
Also, Tennessee had a bottom 5 pass defense last year, so I mean they added some pass rush. We'll see though. I mean, they're below average defense last year, so
Really?
I think this can be pretty high scoring. Yeah.
Wow.
Somebody did their homework.
Wow.
But they had a good defense in the preseason, but that don't mean shit. So we'll see. Excuse me.
I am all over the place with this right now. Hold on, let me click about. Okay, so we're going to go with me, and I'm going to. All right, I got Josh Allen. He had a breakout season last year. I think he's going to keep on going. I'm not sure. He does have Diggs on the outside. He does have Beasley coming out of the slot.
Beasley.
You can't really. His opening day last year was against the Jets, where he like 35 points. You can't sniff at that. That is just something else right now. And along with that, he is playing the Pittsburgh Steelers, and Pittsburgh ranked in pass defense last year. Now, the difference between this year and last year will be something else. They did add midseason Mika Fitzpatrick, and that definitely turned their pass defense up a notch. So with where are they? They were actually they did turn it around last year. They are ranked third best in the league last year for passing. But I think with Josh Allen's legs, he's going to score a lot of touchdowns that way. And I think
Josh Allen, you got magic legs.
Yeah, you got that magic legs. But there's no doubt in my mind that he's going to throw the ball on this defense. He's going to run the ball. He's going to that backfield. Singletary, Moss, still undecided who's going to get the start. Who's the guy in the backfield? No one knows yet. So with that being said, there's going to be a lot of goal line carries that are coming Josh Allen's way. He's just going to power through. Guy's an animal.
Yeah, he actually had more rush TDs than all the running backs combined last year as well. But he did sign that big contract extension, so we'll see if they want to play risky plays with him. They might want to protect him, don't get too crazy. But he's got good legs, man. He's good. But
he got great legs.
The Steelers, they held the Bills last year to only 3 TDs. This is going to be a tough matchup, but we'll see. I mean, I don't know. It's a tough one.
When they did play last year, I have the stats right here. Against Pitt, 238 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 INT, and then he also ran the ball as well for 6 attempts, 28 yards. He's still going to get his points. I really believe even is the third, fourth best last year. Things can change over an off season. This is a kind of a different team. You did get TJ Watt did get his extension, which was a real funny story because his agents were trying to get him more money, and he was like, "Screw that, I want to play this role." He's
Big
like, "What do you guys
bucks.
got?" Yeah,
Yeah.
big bucks, but he's like, "That's how much money is enough money?" Is the great question.
hmm Also, is Emmanuel Sanders playing?
I did not see
That's
him on
another
injury
option.
report.
Yeah, and then Josh Allen's got a lot of options. Like, Cole Beasley's always catching, and then I think a good sleeper, not to get off track, but Gabriel Davis could be getting some passes. So
Yeah, he was. Yeah.
Sorry.
Okay.
So we have a fantasy group chat for our fantasy league, and someone just commented because they're trying to watch the stream and they couldn't because they're still banned from Facebook because they Facebook doesn't like their First Amendment rights, and so we said, hey, we're on YouTube, and then someone decided to comment we're on the hub also, so that's why I'm laughing.
Oh, okay. Yes, we are on YouTube. Hey, guys, if you have any questions, please put it in the comment section, and we will get to it at the end of the show. That will be our Q&A area. I know last year we kind of sprinkled in questions throughout the whole entire program, but this year we will be doing it all at the end. So stay tuned, have your questions answered, and let's get to the next segment.
That's right.
Sleepers and Redeemers. All right, so with sleepers and redeemers, we're going to start off you, Barfy. We got first.
All right, we're going to go with Raheem Moistest out of San Fran. Moistest, we all know that the 49ers want to run the ball. Detroit is the worst team against opposing running backs last season, allowing the second most fantasy points into that position. San Fran, meanwhile, they scored the third most fantasy points among running backs last year. Last year's stats should not be your deciding factor, but it's a good gauge on how the team's going to work. You got to trust Kyle Shanahan. He's a well-known name. He wants to run the ball. The 49ers were also number 6 in rushing attempts last year amongst running backs. San Fran's got 24.8 carries a game from the running backs in 2020. And in this game, Moistus and Sermon will do plenty of damage. What?
Yep, I agree. I believe the breakaway abilities of Mostert and the Rook, the young guy, he's going to definitely steal some carries. But the breakaway ability, the one big play ability that Mostert has in this zone blocking scheme is probably, bar none, one of the better plays as far as getting that 50-yard touchdown on a weekly basis.
Ooh.
Oh, yes.
Ooh.
All right.
So Moist is going the distance, right?
Yes, all the way. So we're going to move on to Ryan's must start this week.
Must start for running back. Right now I have Jonathan Taylor. I just think both these teams are going to be running the ball heavy. I also think it's going to be under on points, and Carson Wentz is suspect, like I feel like he's in the same kind of situation again where if who's he going to pass to? I mean, there's high hopes for Michael Pittman Jr., but I don't see it. I just, Jonathan Taylor put up big numbers last year. He was a top 10 rusher as a rookie. We'll see how it goes, but I do worry about his backup. It's going to be a running back committee. I think this is something we're going to have to see after, this week and a couple weeks, see how this all goes. But I feel pretty good about that. I think they're going to run the ball a lot.
Wait. So let me get this straight. The dude from Home Improvement's now playing football. He's a running back.
But no, I totally agree. Jonathan Taylor should get the bulk of the carries, but you're going to have those vulture moments with Hines, and they still have Mack. Mack is still a very solid running back. They do have a very, very good backfield, and I believe Carson Wentz is getting the start today. So that's what maybe he's going to show a little something. I don't know. He does have a pretty solid wide receiving core to take the pressure off of the backfield. A great offensive line.
Yeah, yeah, it's iffy. It's an iffy choice. We'll see. With Carson Wentz, he's got his dad back. What's his face? Frank Wright.
Well, we'll see. We'll see how all that shakes out. We're going to go with me on the must starts. I'm going Saquon Barkley. A lot of people are hating on Saquon Barkley. I understand he got ACL tear. He's coming off of it. But listen, ACL tears aren't as big deal as they used to be. A lot of guys come back, and they're just fine. They babied him all off season. Hopefully, he's going to be up to speed. I believe he's going to get his bulk of the carries that he needs to. This is still Saquon Barkley. This is still the Giants. Danny Dimes is still the quarterback. But they did invest in an offensive line. There should be bigger holes this year. They do have Kenny Galladay. I believe he's a questionable, but I believe he is going to play. So even that, wide receiver wise, Galladay, who's it? Slay. Slayton. You got a bunch of wide receivers that are going to take a lot of pressure off the running game. They're going to be just fine. You're going to have Devontae Booker probably come in and spell Saquon from here and there. Hopefully, he doesn't vulture any touchdowns from the goal line. And I believe going against a Denver Broncos team that really doesn't have a great defense. They used to be known for having a great defense, no fly zone, all that stuff, but not so much anymore. They were bottom third in rushing yards against last year. So I'm definitely going to say, if you're questioning yourself not to start Saquon Barkley, you're dope. You're dope.
No, I agree.
You're dope. You're dope.
Don't start him.
That's just stupid.
No.
Saquon Barkley's the best way for them to attack this defense. They have to give him 20, 25 carries. Have to. Denver was, like you said, ranked really low in the run last year.
Well, here's my question. Is it a home or away game for Denver?
It's a home game for the New York Giants.
Oh, all right. Well, then equal playing field. Actually, no. Denver will still have the upper hand if they're conditioned properly.
Yeah.
Well, they got that mile high air and all.
Exactly. That's why they train horses up there to win the Kentucky Derby.
Barkley can catch the ball too. So we'll see.
That is also very true.
Yeah.
I definitely think Booker's going to play a decent role this week, but I believe once the rust is shaken off from Barkley, they're going to show that he still has that power. He still has that pop. He still has that ability to jump over defenders like we saw in his rookie year and a little bit softer. And then, well, last year, not so much. But I definitely say, if you have him, you didn't spend that draft capital not to play him. So
you got to start him.
Yeah, you got to start him. Absolutely. So with that being said, we are done with the must starts this week. We are going into our next segment. Sleepers and Redeemers.
Excellent!
I'm definitely going to have to turn that volume up just a wee bit more. So I'll work with that. But with our Sleepers and Redeemers, we got to get you, Barfy, your favorite player of all time.
My favorite player, Brandin the Comet Aiyuk. Brandin Aiyuk. I just love saying the name, so I'm going to say it again. Aiyuk, guys. Even though the hamstring is over with now. He's done. That's done over with. He's healthy. It's not like an ACL injury or anything like that. He's going to be ready for the week 1 matchup. Lions cornerback Jeff Aduka could be a problem for him, but I doubt that. He's got at least 20 points a game in the last 5 to 6 games of last year. He was averaging 20 points a game. So we'll see how he does sharing the ball with Kittle and Deebo Samuel, but he's a solid receiver for this week.
I agree. With Deebo Samuels being back there, I don't know. They like running those bubble screens with these guys and whatnot. And they all are electric off those bubble screens. So
Woogie.
So we'll definitely see how that all works out for them. But Brandin Aiyuk, I definitely say for a sleeper pick, you slide him in possibly as a flex player.
He'd be a solid flex or your second wide receiver on your starting lineup.
I said, yeah, you definitely, you definitely spent probably about 7th or 8th round pick on this guy. So
I did. Actually, I did.
there you go. So you definitely want to probably play him no matter what. You got it's week 1. Go with the guys you drafted. Don't overcomplicate it. Just go with what you got. Oh, Ryan. Okay. Well, Ryan, you also went with Brandin Aiyuk. So what do you have to say about Brandin Aiyuk?
I just feel like it's a good matchup against the Lions. I just see him slinging it, and I feel really good about this one. I do worry about with the whole Deebo Samuel. I don't know, like both of these guys did really well when one of them was injured. You know, they were getting double-digit receptions. You know, so we'll have to see. I think I don't know. I just we'll have to see how the running game goes. I don't know if they're going to struggle. If we'll see. You know, I'm kind of excited to see if Garoppolo has something to prove. You know, he's got Trey Lance behind him, so I'm hopefully, you know, he used to be able to sling the ball, so hopefully he still can. And we'll just have to. I don't know. I mean, they like the Lions they really struggle with the pass defense last year. They probably were last place actually, and I just think it's a good opportunity for Garoppolo to put up some big numbers and get the ball to his receivers. So I think it's a good pick.
Do you have any concerns with Trey Lance? They're coming in at that dual quarterback kind of thing that Shanahan's floating.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know if I saw this right. If Trey Lance, if he had an injury or something, but yeah, I mean, we'll see. I mean, maybe he'll start eventually. I don't know. We'll see how Garoppolo goes. I mean, I'm also excited for Trey Lance. I think he can. He's got the legs and he can throw the ball. So
Beautiful legs.
Garoppolo is just
Lovely set of gems he's got on there.
Garoppolo's got a lot of pressure, you know, and
well, Garoppolo can also scramble a little bit too. He's got a little wiggle in him.
Yes,
I think it should be a little interesting to see how this is all going to play out. If the old saying goes, if you have 2 quarterbacks, you got no quarterbacks.
Yeah, but I guess I could see Trey Lance coming in like as like how Jalen Hurts popped in randomly for Carson Wentz. You know,
I just feel though when you start going and you take the momentum away from one guy.
Mm-hmm. But in rebuke to that, and to be fair, you're saving the dude's arm. If the guy's only coming in on wildcat plays and things of that nature, you're saving the dude's arm for longevity. You know, why put him through a whole game when you know you got a guy who's just sitting there waiting to throw a cannon when, you know.
Right, but you don't want to be put into a position where you start to become, all right, Trey Lance is coming in. This is the package that we see him coming in the most, and this is where he goes. It becomes predictable where they're going to go with the ball. So a lot of times, if they're going to do this dual set quarterback stuff, they got to open this playbook up. They can't just say this is a Trey Lance package, this is a Garoppolo package. It becomes predictable. It becomes watered down, and it's just not going to work out. But
also, as the great Lombardi said, I could run the same 2 plays if we execute them right. I'll tell you what I'm playing, and we'll succeed. So
yeah,
you know,
it's a fantastic point.
That's when you got to get your team going. You know, that's when you got to rely on your wide receivers to get to that spot, so you don't have to pull out, you know, little small over the shoulder, you know, just boom, they're there. As long as everybody knows their marks, they're fine. So I agree with what you're saying. Yes, you know, you become predictable, but at the same time, it shouldn't matter. If you're good, you're good.
I definitely agree. Pulling out is probably the best option.
Yes, obviously not for the bald bastard because he doesn't know what that means. Or out of Afghanistan. It's just sometimes you just can't pull out. Sometimes you just can't pull out. You know?
All right. Moving down, we are going to me. All right, must starts. Cooper Kupp against Chicago Bears. Chicago last year was a top 10 pass defense. Now, like I said, it's a totally different year, everything like that. The Rams are a totally different team. I believe they're rolling out 12 new starters on this team, and you have Stafford. You still have Cooper Kupp. You still have Woods. You have Higbee. You have Darrell Henderson. You go down the list. Henderson, he is fragile, but he is a solid back. They got rid of Malcolm Brown, and knowing that Henderson could probably handle a bigger role in the offense. So we can see how this is going to go. Cooper Kupp is a target machine. He's going to get his targets. He's going to get his yardage. He sneaks in for a touchdown. I really say you got to go Cooper Kupp.
I agree. Cooper Kupp touchdown today. Definitely getting a touchdown. I'm confident on that. Jared Goff. Last time they met, these two teams, Jared Goff only threw for 220 yards, but he had 2 touchdowns. But I see Stafford putting over 300 here.
Yep. That is my mistake. I just realized I pulled that graphic prematurely. We are now going into sleepers and redeemers.
Oopsie.
Oops. My bad.
I didn't see it.
Yeah. No. Yeah. So, whoops. My bad.
Yep.
Now we're going into sleepers and redeemers. Barfy, who you got sleeper redeemer?
Matt Ryan from Atlanta going against the Eagles today. He could flourish if Kyle Pitts and Russell Gage help the Falcons move on from Julio Jones. With Calvin Ridley,
that was nice. I like that.
What?
Keep going.
Oh yeah. Calvin Ridley will be the new lead singer for this one. So for this week, this is going to be a shootout. Could be a shootout with the Eagles, which will be a fun game because it'll actually make me want to watch it. He's also averaged 25 fantasy points per game in the past 2 season openers. Now, I don't know.
I'm just curious. I don't mean to interject or anything like that, but you're 25 points. Where are you getting this stat line? I'm just curious because
I go through a
bit high.
I do CBS. I use a couple places to fact check.
Okay.
I don't need people sitting there trying to fact check me, and I don't need Facebook yelling at me.
It's not a fact check. It just seems like these points are a little high for averages on the year.
Also depends on what, because you got the PPR, non-PPR, super flex leagues, and all that stuff. So it all depends on what point system they're using to get this from.
Okay. Okay.
But also, Eagles haven't had a secondary in I don't know 4 years now since the Super Bowl. So frankly, just drop it over the top. You're fine.
Ouch.
Sorry, I sense it. Hey.
Right. So the Atlanta Falcons got the Arthur Smith as the new coach, but the Atlanta Falcons don't have Derrick Henry. So it's a big deal. I don't know. I feel like the Eagles secondary improved and our D line's healthy, and the Atlanta's offensive line's a little weak. So I don't know. We'll see.
He did turn Tannehill from trash to treasure. So
yeah, you're right. I almost forgot he was on Miami.
Yeah.
But yeah, Russell Gage will probably, in the slot, or is it the number 2 receiver? We'll see. They got a couple options here, and Mike Davis can catch the ball, so I think Mike Davis will actually get a decent amount of receiving yards.
Yeah,
so
they do have Cordarrelle Patterson. I will take a couple of those. In that weird Cordarrelle Patterson, I can't put my finger on him. He was a wide receiver, return specialist. Now he's a running back. He's like a mixture of everything, and it's just a Swiss Army knife, I guess you would say, as an offensive player. He's not great at anything, but he's good at enough.
Yep. Yeah. Definitely.
Yep. All right, Ryan. Quarterback sleeper redeemer.
Ooh. Sam Darnold. So I see this as most people wouldn't have him, I would believe, in the league, but if you're in a 2 quarterback league, I think it's something definitely consider. This is a great opportunity for a revenge tour. Jets are a bottom 4 pass defense last year, and Darnold's got some great receivers. He's got DJ Moore, Robbie Anderson, Terrence Marshall. I feel good about this. And of course, Christian McCaffrey. So I'm excited to see this. He's one of my other quarterbacks I'm excited to see. And I think he can, I think he's going to light it up. He had an all right preseason, but we'll see. He's definitely has way better receivers. So, and I think the Jets kicked him out kind of early. So
yeah, you definitely have to say he's got the pedigree to be a franchise quarterback, and he was with that horrible Jets team. So you can't really
How
fault
would you speak
him.
ill about
You
the
can't-
Jets?
You
The
can't
Jets
fault
are a
him.
fine organization.
It was that, but you have to see Adam Gase. He's just a terrible, 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 terrible coach.
I can't believe they hired him. Like,
I don't know.
Yeah,
I,
it's like-
I it just I
Why
what
are
were
we
they
why are we
thinking?
acting shocked? Why are we acting shocked that the Jets made bad decisions?
I'm pretty sure
All
that
around.
guy was on cocaine like 24/7.
he's on something.
It looks crazy.
But you got to blame Peyton Manning because he was like, oh, this guy, this is the guy. Totally fleeced them. Totally fleeced the Jets.
Yeah.
Totally set
So-
them back.
Yeah.
Set them back from what? They haven't been good in 20, 30 years.
Hey, they had Chad Pennington. They were good then.
Yeah.
What, they win 4 games?
Nah, they went to the playoffs a couple times.
Yeah. But I feel good about it. Like, the Jets don't really have a pass rush, and their secondary's suspect. So
yeah,
we'll see.
Yeah, Jets are still going to be a team to watch this year and see how it pans out. They are starting a brand new rebuild. Oh, explosions. But all right, moving down, we got my sleeper redeemer. You know what? I am for my AFC team. Houston Texans have been my go-to team for a long time. I love Matt Schwab. I was a David Carr fan. He just, again, you can't succeed in a situation that he was in. It's a shame. He didn't end up winning a ring with the Giants as a backup, so that was good to see. But anywho's, with Houston, they just traded their number 1 cornerback in Brandon Roby. Yes. So their defense, Bradley. There we go. Their defense, it's total rebuild. They're gutting it. It's going to be, their team's going to be so bad. This is a Trevor Lawrence, number 1 overall guy. You see what happened to Clemson when he left. Clemson's not the same team anymore. So Trevor Lawrence is going to have a day against Houston because just for the fact of Houston's going to be so freaking bad.
I totally agree. I love this pick, actually. I
Yeah.
think that Trevor Lawrence, this is a great pick, actually.
You don't know what you're going to get. Houston's not going to be prepped to see exactly what kind of offense they're going to be throwing at them. So it's going to come fast. It's going to come hard. It's going to come DJ Shark. They got Laviska Shenault. Who's the guy from Detroit?
Marvin Jones.
Marvin Jones. They had James Robinson's nothing to sniff at as a running back in the backfield. They are going to be a pretty solid offense week 1, I do believe, against Houston Texans. I would say if you have a bad matchup as your quarterback 1, like Justin Herbert's got a bad matchup,
Yeah.
I would say you throw that Trevor Lawrence in there, and he should get you at least 20, which I'd say cool.
I agree. He's going to sling it. The Texans had the 26th ranked defense last year, or pass defense last year, so he's going to light it up. I love this. I can't wait. I actually can't wait to watch this.
Yeah, I think his long hair. He's got glorious hair.
Dude, he is a blonde bombshell if I've ever seen one.
Oh.
When's he gonna cut it?
Oh my god! Well, he doesn't.
Never. That's the source of his power.
That's the source of his power. All right, so moving on, we got Barfy, your running back, sleeper redeemer.
So sleeper redeemer I have for running back is Nyheim Hines from Indy, going against Seattle. So newspaper out of Indy reported this week that the Colts want Hines to get more touches this season. And he could be needed in the passing game with Ty Hilton out with a neck injury. This game also has been projected to be a high scoring affair.
T.Y. Hilton.
Oh, T.Y. Hilton, whatever.
Duh.
Whatever. T.Y. not playing. So he's got his neck hurt. Doctor says he needs a backiotomy.
Oh.
So this game is projected to be a high scoring game anyway. And Seattle was one of the top 5 teams last season in receptions allowed against running backs. So with my boy leading that party, I feel that Nyheim would be a good secondary. Is going to be a good secondary. And again, they're going to need him for the pass game probably. So there's a way to get some points on that.
Okay.
I like it. Yeah.
I like it.
I like it.
All right. So for a sleeper redeemer, you plug him in your flex. Hopefully you have other options than a third down back, I'd say. But
Right.
This is a guy that's going to probably get, I'd say 5 carries and then be targeted another 5 times. You sprinkle a touchdown in there, then it's a solid day. So if you have
solid 12 points. I'd say
yeah,
12 points.
if you have a bad matchup, you plug this guy in, you'll see what happens. You never know. You never know. Hines, there's so many times where he just comes in, he vultures 2 touchdowns, and then it's like, oh, I got to go pick this guy up off the waiver wire, and then it's like nothing for a couple weeks. Then he has that big game again. So I don't know. I like it. I like in theory about it. I don't know if I totally agree, but
It's okay. You don't have to like it. I put it. You didn't.
He does worry me, yeah, because I'm high on Jonathan Taylor, and Hines. It does worry me. He's going to take away some carries and catches from Taylor.
You have him, don't you? You have Taylor, don't you?
No, I don't.
He's going to take away from him.
Yeah, not my problem, actually.
All right, Ryan, you're running back.
Damian Harris, yeah. Patriots have a good offensive line, and I think this is a big sleeper. I think he's guaranteed to get a touchdown today. I would definitely start him in your flex. I have him ranked pretty high, and I'm feeling really good about it. Like I said, the Patriots, the offensive line's looking good, and with the Miami was just all right against the run last year, so we'll see. And I'm really excited about this one too. So I don't know, it's up in the air, but I feel good about it. So I would definitely consider putting him in your flex.
Yeah, definitely. Damian Harris is that poster boy for massive upside picks in the later rounds. It is New England. It is Bellatrix. It is all that fun stuff that's involved. There's no Cam Newton this year, so there is no vulturing goal line carries by Cam Newton. Mac Jones, I'd say he's going to be serviceable this year as a quarterback. They do have some decent wide receivers that take pressure off. They did rejuice that tight end with Johnny Smith.
Hunter Henry, too.
Hunter Henry, yeah. So they do have some options there. Mac Jones should be able to spread the ball around. Jacoby Mayer, he will be, I think he's questionable. I'm not quite sure. I saw something about questionable with him.
I heard Aguilar's are out. I don't think Aguilar's playing.
Are we shocked about this?
But I definitely would say, all right, Damian Harris, I think, would be a spectacular flex option. And then we're going to go down to myself, my sleeper redeemer. It's not Michael Carter. It is Ty Johnson with the Jets this year. I believe he's going to get the bulk of the carries. Last year, I had the stat line pulled up. But like I said in our prior fantasy sleepers, redeemers, and busts segment that we did about a month ago, I'd like to look at what these guys did last 4 or 5 weeks of the season that could parlay to the following year as of their production value. Now, Ty Johnson is super far down the list. I'm sure a lot of people are he might be even on waivers for all that. But where is he? Oh, there he is. Okay, yeah, he definitely probably got undrafted. But if you want to grab a guy that could have a nice breakout or nice sleeper appeal, Ty Johnson, he finished the year going against the Rams last year. He had a 17-point, and then he had against the Raiders, he had a 20-pointer. And then he finished the year against New England with a 10-pointer. So this is a guy that I don't think Michael Carter's ready yet. I heard that he can't pass block. I heard he's looking slow. So Ty Johnson is going to step in. I believe they do have Tevin Coleman in there. But come on, let's all get real. Tevin Coleman's garbage. He was garbage in Atlanta. He was garbage in San Fran. He's garbage in the Jets. Mm-hmm. So Ty Johnson, if the Jets are smart, will use Ty Johnson to get it.
The Jets' offense line is improving. I guess, yeah, it looks like they'll go with the committee of running backs, but Ty Johnson, yeah, I'm high on that too. I like that.
Yes. And Barfy, we're going to move down to wide receiver.
Wide receiver, I got rookie Jalen Waddle. He's Miami's. He was. Waddle's been Miami's number one receiver through the preseason, with Will Fuller and Devontae Parker battling injuries. Plus, Fuller will not be playing this week because he's suspended. Good job indeed. Parker might be 100%, but this game will be with Tua Tagovailoa leans on Waddle. Did I say his name right?
Tua Tagovailoa. I can't even do it.
Tagovailoa.
Just
Tagovailoa.
Tua.
Bumbleway Achua. Your balls are short.
Bless you.
Tagovailoa is going to lean on Waddle. The Patriots have a depleted secondary. Stephen Gilmore is out with a quad injury. J.C. Jackson and Jonathan Joseph are solid corners, but still consider Waddle's a number 3 receiver this week. Put him in a good flex spot. I have faith in the young man.
Oh,
I could see that be a high risk, high reward. I think he's got good speed. He might break out and get a big TD. We'll see.
A lot of people could argue that he was the better wide receiver in that Alabama wide receiving core last year. A lot of people could argue that. The Eagles took Devontae Smith. But anyways.
Oh, what a shock. We picked the wrong guy again.
I don't know. I might have
That's just stupid.
I might have to retrace my initial on Devontae Smith. He looks like a solid route runner. Mm-hmm. He's quick in and out. Like I don't know. I think both wide receivers, you can't go wrong with them. But Jalen Waddle for Miami, I'd say I'd like that Barfy. I do.
Yeah,
I
did good.
Let it ride.
Good job, buddy.
Did I do good, Brian? I did good, man.
You get the Snickers bar today, okay?
Rock and roll.
All right, Rye. We got you in the sleeper category for wide receiver.
Cool. Yeah. So Brandin Cooks, the reason I like this is because who else does the Texans have? I mean, we're just like
they got. I think they still got Kiki Cootie over there.
I mean, if you got him, I would definitely, on a third wide receiver or a flex. I mean, we'll see. I mean, it's just Tyrod Taylor. I mean, we'll see if we can get the ball to him. I mean, he's the clear number 1 receiver, and I don't know. I mean, Tyrod Taylor, he's pretty good runner, and then he can put up some decent numbers. So, I mean, we'll see if he can get the ball to him. I mean, there's not really much other option. So, I think it's a good safe bet. And Jacksonville is pretty unproven. So, I feel like, it's not a bad idea to, throw him into the third or extra flex.
Yeah, I see this game kind of because both teams, defensive-wise, are not quite sure where they're going to go. This could be a relatively high-scoring game. Tyrod Taylor's got he's got legs. He's got nice legs, and
got magic legs.
But with Brandin Cooks, he is one of those guys that are sneaky. He can take one the distance at a drop of a hat. Again, you're right. He is the wide receiver 1. He is the go-to guy. There's no more Will Fuller there. There's no more D-Hop there. So it is a very depleted wide receiver room. So you have to go with a guy like Cooks. If you're looking for a flex with high upside, Cooks is definitely there.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah,
I like it. All right. So with mine, the final wide receiver. I go Hollywood Brown. Hollywood Brown, my pre-draft show was someone that I stomped my foot for, pounded the table. He finished the year amazingly with Lamar Jackson. They had a hookup. I understand he was slowed by a hamstring injury, but I believe he's A-OK to go. There is no running backs really in Baltimore. So this is going to be something else. Lamar Jackson's going to get his yards on the ground, but I don't see any of these running backs doing anything that's going to take away from Hollywood Brown to produce as a wide receiver. They're going to have to force feed this guy. There's really no one else to force feed him with. They do have Mark Andrews fresh off a new contract extension, but that's an intermediate kind of guy. Hollywood is going to take those long bombs, and he's going to score twice this week.
Ooh. I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. So we're going to move into our next segment. Breakout Flex. So with this week's Breakout Flex, Barfy.
All right. Shockingly enough, I'm going to go with an Eagle here. Dallas Goedert. So Atlanta was number 3 in fantasy points allowed in the tight end position. And hopefully Jalen Hurts leans on Goddard and Ertz for this matchup because they're probably the only 2 players worth even looking at on this field. And Ertz should also be considered a sleeper, but they tried to get rid of him. They tried to get rid of Ertz, and they were trying to polish Goddard. So it's dumb for them to backtrack now and just rely on Ertz because for that reason, you polish this dude for 2 seasons to make him the new Ertz anyway. So I feel that what's his face, the Italian Stallion, play calls towards Goddard. I feel Goddard he's a solid player, and so I feel he's going to have a good day. I feel he's going to have a very good day.
Ooh,
he ain't going to get much, but he's going to get something.
That's a tough one to plug into your flex breakout position.
Yeah, I got to see about Zach Ertz as well. Like,
we got to see how this is going to measure out.
It's so Dallas Goedert and Zach Ertz combined 28 receptions from Jalen Hurts in the few games he played. So there's definitely the comfort level. So, but we just have to see. I feel like we can also argue, hey, Zach Ertz might be a sleeper, also right. Who knows? Maybe one game he goes off but then next week Goddard might get 2 touchdowns. It's a
toss of a coin because you have no idea what team is coming out onto the field.
And Zach Ertz, he dyed his hair blonde.
Hey, man. Well, he's trying to be like Trevor Lawrence.
It just tells you.
He's ready for Cali. That's why he's like, I'm gonna get drafted to the Rams. But oh no, I'm still in Philly.
He submitted. He's like, all right, I don't want to leave, guys. I'm sorry.
We'll see how that comes out. I don't know. That's a tough pill to swallow because it is a 2 tight end party over there.
Right?
Yeah.
It is. Goddard is a monster of a tight end as far as height, size, all that stuff. He is a red zone threat, so he could be very, very much a tight end dependent position for that. And he might snag a touchdown for 30 yards or whatever. And he could definitely do that. I don't know. I'm sorry. I have to disagree with you again.
Okay, cool.
Okay. I don't know. All right, Rye. I like this one.
Love this pick. All right, first what I say, if anyone in their fantasy league and this guy's in the waiver wire, please get him immediately. Marquise Callaway is the clear number 1 receiver for the New Orleans Saints. Jameis Winston is back. He's got a cannon. He got his eyes fixed, and he
LASIK Jameis.
Yep, and he threw 2 great passes in the preseason. I see Callaway. He's going to be a top 10 receiver until at least Michael Thomas returns. So I'm calling it a top 10 receiver. He's going to put big numbers. I have him starting in all 4 of my leagues and my flex.
Bold move, Cotton. I hope it works out for him.
I hope so. But this week is a little tricky, I'll admit. Green Bay has a pretty good secondary. They allowed, only 23 touchdowns in the air last year. So we'll see. This is a tough matchup, but it's a neutral site. It's in Jacksonville. Let's go.
Oh, I didn't know they were playing in Jacksonville. Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
The hurricane.
Yeah, that hurt.
Cause a headache.
That's a shame. I hope everything's getting back to normal. I'm sure it's going to be a little bit of time though, especially over here in New Jersey. People are still rebuilding.
Yeah.
I'm still trying to figure out how the hell the tornado landed behind my house but didn't do any damage to my property. I'm thankful for it, kind of, but I'm thankful for it.
It's absolutely nuts how just hope everyone's doing well out there that was affected by the tornado. And don't worry, guys, it's not over yet. I'm sure bad weather is still to come.
Hurricane Larry is coming up this way now. Hey, Larry.
So we're going to move on. We got Corey Davis. I'm sorry. Zach Wilson is force feeding the shit out of Corey Davis. He's force feeding the shit out of him. Going against Carolina, which is a middle of the road pass defense last season. Zach Wilson, like I said, force feeding the shit out of him. I hate to name 2 Jets in my thing, but this could be a little bit of a renaissance for the Jets this week. Just this week. You do have Ty Johnson. He's gonna get his carries, and now Zach Wilson's gonna throw the ball to Corey Davis. It is this is how the script's going to work out. This is exactly what you're going to see. So I am definitely going to stick with Corey Davis in a breakout flex position.
Yeah, I love Corey Davis. I love this pick. Definitely. I was so torn between him and Callaway. I'm going to give Callaway, a shot this week, but I have Corey Davis too in most of my leagues, and I'm really high on this. I think he's going to put up big fantasy numbers throughout the whole year. So I'm excited to see this. We'll see. I'm riding high on him too.
Barfy, how do you feel about Corey Davis?
I mean, it's the Jets. I mean, you got
leave the Jets alone.
That's like finding a
leave them alone.
Leave the Jets alone. Leave them alone. I think it's a good deal. Again, you're polishing a turd here with the Jets, so he's going to have a good game. But again, it is the Jets, so they'll find a way to fuck it up.
That's true.
They will find a way.
Well, they'll definitely lose, but I think it's going to be competitive.
Yeah,
it should be a good game. I mean,
it's going to be close.
Carolina's
going to be close.
They're playing Carolina, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So it's might as well.
Carolina's a -4 favorite or -5. It's close.
I mean, that's just two turds smacking into each other.
Oh. It could get to the point with CMC running all over them, and the game kind of becoming where they have to play catch up. So Corey Davis is definitely going to get his yards.
CMC sound machine.
Yes. All right, moving on to the next segment. That's a bust. All right, well,
I'm about to bust.
Everyone's got a bust this week. Hopefully everyone busts in a good way, but we are going to do the bad bust.
Oof.
Barf.
Boo.
So sadly, no
I
good
don't
busting.
agree on this again, dude.
Oh, I agree
What are you
100%.
doing? I do not agree with this.
So unfortunately, I have the bad bust. No good bust for me, but James Winston is. I feel he's not gonna do it. For starters, he doesn't have Michael Thomas out with the ankle injury for at least the first 5 games of the season, which is a downgrade. And we don't know how Sean Payton's going to use Taysom Hill. He's in tandem with Winston on the field. And it also is an easy matchup. You're against the Packers. They're a solid team. And they're not at home, even though it's a home game. It's not a home. They're on a different field. I feel it's not going to be the same feeling. They're going to be off. I think don't waste your time with him. Get a better quarterback.
I think it's too early to tell right now. You have to just
I think
wait
you
and
should
see.
shut up. No.
You know what? You did make a solid point as far as how Taysom Hill is going to be played in this. If they do use it again, if you have 2 quarterbacks, you got no quarterback. So you can't take the rhythm out of Winston. Jameis Winston. You can't take him out of his rhythm. So it comes down to the fact Hill's got to just take a seat. And if he does come in, he's got to play that Swiss Army knife role where he plays that tight end, plays that, off ball wide receiver kind of thing, maybe even an H-back role in the backfield. So,
right. I mean, I feel they're going to use Taysom Hill as more of a tight end, maybe, but
what I don't want to see is them roll him out inside the red zone and bring him in as a wildcat quarterback kind of thing. Play action pass to a tight end, which I haven't seen. Is Troutman playing? I haven't seen it. I didn't see him on the injury report. So Troutman could be in another nice play at tight end if you are streaming tight ends. So anyway, Jameis Winston as a bust. You make great points.
He's got a good coach, and he.
I'm about to bust.
He was behind Drew Brees last year, and we'll see. I mean, it looked like the last preseason game he played good, but then the one before that he was all right, So we'll see.
Well, he might be snacking on some W's, as he says. Big goofball.
Oh
Anyway,
my God.
Rye, your bust pick for the week.
Yes, David Montgomery, running back, Chicago Bears. I think this is pretty obvious. It's just the Los Angeles Rams. Their defensive line is just beast, and I think you should send him out this week. He's got a tough start of the year with these defenses, and I would just wait on David Montgomery on this. It's just tough. You got Aaron Donald, who's gonna take up like 3 freaking linemen, and I just don't see it. I think they're gonna fall behind quick, and they're gonna just start throwing the ball. Dalton's just gonna start chucking it, and it's probably not gonna be pretty.
I totally get what you're saying, and I agree as far as the defensive line that he's going to be going up against, but the draft capital spent is a total another story and everything.
Yeah,
it's kind of like
they'll be hard pressed on that. Yeah,
it's like hopefully we're able to snag someone later in the mid rounds that could come in and supplement, the what could be of Montgomery. And I'm in the same situation with you, dude. I picked Chris Carson going against Indy. Indy's defense is ridiculous. But again, draft capital spent could be a hard pill to swallow and kind of a point where you have to start him. But I do think he might bust. He's going to bust this week, and he's not going to get exactly what you need as you draft as your RB2. Hopefully you have someone else you slide and maybe have him as your flex or just take him off your roster for your starters altogether. I don't know. It depends how well off you are. Hopefully you went heavy running back and see what happens. Maybe a sneaky guy to replace him would be a Trey Sermon.
Yeah. I mean, he is going against this last year's second best defense, rush defense. I agree. It's a tough one. But, yeah, he can catch the ball. Who knows? He might squeeze a touchdown in. We'll see. Yeah. But I don't know. Yeah,
he still has that Rashard Penny floating around.
Yeah, it's
ridiculous. Still have that Rashard Penny just floating around.
Yeah. I don't know.
All right. Well, excuse me. I'm sorry.
What are you, the ball bastard? Just clearing the mic and that mic, clearing the throat in that microphone.
Oh, it's a bet. All right, so moving on to bet of the week. We got Barfy's bet of the week.
All right, we're going with 49ers. I know this is so I always say I'm not a gambler. First off, I don't do much of the betting. These two gentlemen are more knowledgeable in this, but I've always said if it's over 7, under 7, go for it. They're playing Detroit. Detroit's garbage. Their defense is horrible. So I feel the 49ers are going to be able to pull this off easily. 10-point game. But I feel 49ers take the pick for the 49ers, and I don't think it's going to be a high scoring game. So I would say it's under 46 points, but I would take 49ers. Bet your money. Put your $20 in or whatever the hell you're going to bet, but go for that. Anything over 7 is something I will go for, just not against Detroit.
Yeah, you think they got to win by at least 10. I agree.
Easily.
Yeah.
They don't have, and the Detroit doesn't even have their best kicker. Like, they don't even have their kicker anymore. They don't have Matt Prater, so they can't even do the Matt Prater supporting the team for the past 10 years. I love kickers, man. I love kickers. Bring back my kicker points.
All right, Rye, we got your bet of the week.
I had the Broncos -3 against the Giants. I think this is a lock. The Giants' offensive line's weak. They're missing Galladay, Evan Ingram. I just think this is easy. Broncos' defense, I think, has potential to be top 5 this year, possibly even top 3. I think they're going to be one of the best defenses in the league. They improved the secondary, and I think they drafted Patrick Surtain, I believe. Yeah, and so I think this is an easy pick. My Broncos -3. Bridgewater, I think, is a good quarterback. Cortland Sutton's coming back. Jerry Jeudy, he might second year. I think we could see him improve. The Javonte Williams running back. I just think this is easy pick.
You don't think Melvin Gordon is going to be more of the predominant back for the first, say, half of the season?
Maybe. I don't know. I I don't know. We'll see. I can see him splitting carries. I don't know. I had Gordon last year in fantasy. He was all right, but I think Javonte will. I think he's going to break out. I think he'll be the clear number one by the end of the year.
Yeah, he's got those young legs.
Why are we talking about legs still?
got-
Are we drinking wine? Like what the fuck? Every time you two, you got legs. You got legs. This ain't his easy top concert.
He's got low mileage on the legs.
My bet of the week, I'm going with the Chargers getting 2 points against Washington. I think the Chargers win this game. I think it's going to be close, but I think the Chargers pull this out by 3 or more. So
Okay.
I definitely say Washington is a scary team as far as their defense. They do have a solid defense, but I think they're going to not have that offensive power. As much as you want to say Fitzmagic can just explode, he can. Any week, he could just be like 3-4 touchdowns, just like boom. But I definitely say that LA is going to pull this by 3 or more points, and it's a very safe bet to go with LA Chargers this week. And all right, so we're going to go next. We're going to do our questions.
So our one of our regular fans on the show, Matt Lewis, of course, he just said a name. He didn't freaking.
Well, he asked a question earlier in the week, and it was on one of the posts.
Oh, do you have that? Because I don't remember.
Let me find that real quick. I actually was saying I wanted to cue that up.
So originally, during the stream, he did ask about Hareem Kunt. So I did respond back like, what about Kareem Hunt? But I guess he lived in that rock star life. He had to sign off. Of course, they just debuted in he's a musician for a band who was on the show, the Hungry and Dangerous, and they played their first out gig since COVID. So
okay, we have 2 questions from Matt. I got to find some other ones, but he did say he's in a suicide pool. Panthers over Jets. Thoughts?
Panthers.
I definitely say Panthers. It's the Jets still.
Good
And,
pick. Yeah.
Leave the Jets alone.
Here's an interesting one. Mike Davis or DJ Moore in my flex.
Oh, that's tough.
It is tough. I'm going to go with Mike Davis because I'm a fan of playing a running back in the flex position, especially a guy that is pretty much going to be the RB1 on that team. He's going to get his carries. He's going to get all. DJ Moore is a very good, talented wide receiver, but you have to think how much target share is he going to get?
Yeah, you got Robbie Anderson and CMC. I think give Mike Davis a shot. He's going to get some receiving yards too.
Also, you got to think about who are they playing. Sometimes I'm guilty of this. I focus on the player and not the team that they're playing.
Well, Mike Davis is playing the Eagles.
Oh, well, then play Mike Davis all day. They'll just give him the end
DJ
zone.
Moore's playing the Jets, man.
Ooh. I don't know. Monahan's been stroking off the Jets all games, all episodes. So,
I'm going to go with, I'm sticking with Mike Davis. I'm a big fan. I put him in my sleeper category in the pre-draft show. And Mike Davis, he's got legs.
And he was a great backup for CMC last year.
Yes.
Yeah, he was a good pickup on the waiver wire on fantasy.
Now, Matt, if you're watching, hopefully, I know you had another question. I cannot find it, so hopefully you can log on and you can ask that question real quick.
He was asking about Kareem Hunt.
What about him?
That's the question. He just wrote Hareem Kunt on the screen. I think he was just asking thoughts on playing him or not. I heard he was kind of a bitch.
I mean, put it this way: Kareem Hunt and Chubb, they're going to be busy. So
they've been busy.
Yeah, they're going to be busy.
How busy they been?
Yeah. With Kareem Hunt, like the thing is with Kareem Hunt, when he does get his his carries, his this is tough. Kareem Hunt is very well a top 10 to 15 guy. Even with Nick Chubb, but how this year is going to shake out, it's going to be I think it's going to be more of a pass-oriented offense. So Hunt could very well get a lot of passing volume with target share, but you still have OBJ, you still have Jarvis Landry.
I thought OBJ was out with the injury still, or is he back?
Jarvis,
OBJ.
no, he's back.
Oh,
Yeah,
No,
he's
he's-
questionable, but he's gonna play.
Yeah. So you still, it's so tough. You got to really watch how this week pans out. As a flex, I'd say Hunt. Sure, why not? Other than that, I would not slide him as an RB2. If you have him as RB1, you're in trouble.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, definitely. But that hey guys, that could be wrapping it up for this week.
yes,
Thank
it
you
is.
for those that tuned in and watched. Next week, same time, same place, same bat station.
Same bad channel. Next time, kids.
So again, we'll make our pre-posts on when we're going live. Leave a comment, leave your questions on the super chat for the YouTube, and hey, hit that like and subscribe button. Help us out, guys. We want to get this out there. So especially Barfy every Tuesday.
Every Tuesday, we have a new episode. Actually, this week's episode coming up, we have an audition for a female co-host, and you'll get to see how that went. And it was a fun time, and laugh along with us. So every Tuesday, Wednesday, depending on how I feel with my new work schedule of editing, because it takes too long. Check us out. Anchor.fm/BATBB/message. Leave us a message on there. Or be a supporter, contribute to the show. Anchor.fm/BATBB/support. And also, we have credits now, so it doesn't matter. You can just watch the credits and get all the information again.
Hey guys, Barfy, it was a blast. Sir Ryan, next
Thank
week
you.
we'll see you. Hey guys, we will see you next week.